Hi everyone, this is Crispy1001 at kpcoolstuff.com. This is our fourth video on how to use Blender and the Blender2FSX add-on to make models for Flight Simulator 10. So let's open Blender. This is where we left off on video 3. So let's hit A to unselect. Oops, I need to turn on, hold on, my screencast. There we go. Okay, I'm going to zoom in. I'm on, oops, didn't mean to do that. Hit Control and number 3 to go into left orthographic view. Hold down Shift and the middle mouse button, and I'm going to zoom in. We're now going to add in the front wheel. So let's use the right mouse button to reposition our 3D cursor. We're now going to hit Shift A. We're going to go down on Mesh and go down to a torus. We're going to go over to the left toolbar, and you can see where it says Add Torus. We're going to scroll down here. On the major segments, we're going to change this to 12. And on minor segments, we're going to change this to 6. Basically what we're doing, we're cutting down the poly count on our wheel. And then we're going to size it. Our major radius, we're going to leave it at 1 foot. Our minor radius, we're going to change to 4 inches. So we're going to type in 4, and we're going to hold down the Shift, and on your keyboard, the button just left to your Enter key, hit that. And that is the symbol for inches and the Enter key. Now with your mouse cursor in the 3D workspace, we're going to hit R for rotate, and we're going to rotate on the Y-axis, so hit the Y key, and we're going to type in on the numeric pad 90, and then enter. And we're going to size our wheel, so we're going to do S, and we're going to size it down to match the outline of our tire there. That's good. Now we're going to go to the top view to see if we're lined up. So 7 key. Let's zoom in a little bit. Looks like we are not centered. So let's hit G for grab. And we want to move in the X position, or X axis, so X. Move it over, and left mouse click to enter the position, or the Enter key on the keyboard. Zoom out. We're now going to go into the front view, so Control and number 1. We'll size it down a little bit so we're within our frame of our front landing gear. So let's hit the S key and the X key. So scale it down just a little bit. That's good. Now we can zoom out. Hold down the middle mouse button to rotate in perspective view. That looks okay. Let's now go over to our right toolbar under the Objects tab. We're going to name the torus and put front wheel. Or front tire. And then we're going to scale it, or make sure we're at default scale, which is 111. And let's see, yes, our scale is not default. So we are going to hit Shift A, oops, wrong, Control A, and scale. Okay, that fixed that. We're going to go to top view now. So 7. Use the Shift key and the middle mouse button to move your 3D workspace. With that wheel still selected, we're going to make a copy of it. We're going to do Shift and D. We're going to do X to move it in the X position. Or no, let's move it in the Y position. I'm sorry, just hit the Y now. And let's move the mouse down. Move it back to the middle. Left mouse click or enter the keyboard or enter on the keyboard. We're now going to hit G for grab and X for the X-axis. Let's see. That's good enough. We're going to name this one now, or rename it. So we're going to go over to the right toolbar under the Object tab again. You see it says Front Tire .001. We're going to completely change that. This is going to be the left tire. Then we're going to go back to our 3D workspace. We're going to do another Shift D to copy. We're going to do it in the X-axis again, so the X. Move the wheel over. And left mouse click or hit the Enter key on your keyboard. And then we're going to go back over to the right toolbar and we're going to rename this one. This one will be right tire. Zoom out. Let's hold down the middle mouse button and rotate in perspective mode. Let's select all 3 tires. So hold down the Shift, left click, hold down the Shift and use the middle mouse button to drag it down the 3D space. Hold the Shift key and click the body. Then we're going to hit Control P to parent and hit Object. So we've set the tire's parent to the body. Scroll out. Hit A to unselect everything. Now we're going to get to the fun part. We're going to start adding the control surfaces and working on the animations. I think the first ones we'll work on is the elevator and the rudder. So let's go in a top-down view, so 7. So Shift and middle mouse button to move your 3D space. Middle mouse button to zoom in. We're going to move our 3D cursor by right-clicking in one of the positions of the elevator control surface. We're going to do a Shift A to add a cube. We're going to go into edit mode, zoom in, A to unselect everything, B to select the vertices at the top. We're going to do G and Y to move it in the Y axis. We're going to hit A to unselect. We're going to hit B to select the left vertices, G to grab, and X for X, or move in the X axis. A to unselect, B to select the right vertices, G and X again, A to unselect, B to select the lower vertices, G and Y, and A to unselect. Okay, so we have this one done now. Let's go to a side view. So we do Control and the 3. Zoom out. You can see we're a little low. Let's hit A to select our whole object. Hit the G key and Z. Move it up. Let's zoom, oopsie doopsie. Control and number 3 again. Remember to hold down Shift and middle mouse button to move your 3D space, and then let's zoom in. Okay, at this point I'm going to hide the body. So we're going to have to hit Tab to get out of edit mode. We're going to left mouse click on the body, and we're going to hit the H key on the keyboard. That way we'll be able to see how to line it up better on our elevator. So let's move it back. Let's select the square for the elevator control surface again. Let's zoom in. Hit Tab to go into edit mode again. Hit leave everything selected. Hit the G key and the Z to move it up. And you want to line it or align it with the top of your elevator. Once that's done, let's hit the A to unselect everything. B, select the lower vertices. G and Z, move it up. And even with the bottom of the elevator. A to unselect. B to select. Select the right vertices. G to grab. Y for Y-axis. Move it in. And left click to set it. Okay, now let's go to a front view. So Control and 1. Okay, that looks good. Let's hold down the middle mouse button and go into perspective mode by rotating. Let's hit A to unselect, Tab to get out of edit mode, okay, let's hit 7 to go into top-down view. We're now going to duplicate the elevator control surface. So we're going to hold down Shift and the D. We're going to hit the X to move it in the X axis and move it over. About right there. Okay. Now I'm going to pause for a minute. Please bear with me. Okay, I am back. Okay, we've just duplicated. Now what we're going to do, we're going to hold down the Shift key. We're going to select the other elevator again, control surface. So now we have them both selected. We're going to go over to our left toolbar, and in the edit, you'll see there is a join. Click join. This basically combines these two objects into one object. Next, we're going to move our center location for the object in the middle. So we're going to hit Set Origin to Geometry. We're going to go over to our right toolbar. Make sure you're in the Object tab and name this Elevator Surface or Control Surface. Okay, so we have that set up. Let's hit A. Now we're going to set up a pivot point for our elevator. And how I do it, there's many different ways to do it. I'm going to show you one of the ways I usually do it. I'm going to basically put a cylinder or a small square or cube in the middle here, and I will attach or make that small square the parent to the elevator, and then I will use that small square to rotate on the x-axis to control the animation for the elevator. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to reposition our 3D cursor. So in the middle of your elevator and elevator control surface and on the rudder, we're going to right mouse click. We're going to do a Shift A. We're going to insert a cube. We're going to size the cube way down. So size to about right there. We're going to hit size again, so the S key, and we're going to size it in the x-axis. We're going to pull it out. We're going to rescale it now back to default scale, because if you don't, your animations will not work correctly. So we are going to go and do a Control A and scale. You'll see that put us back to default scale. We're now going to name this. So go over to your right toolbar, go into the Object tab. We're going to call this Elevator, E-L-E-V-A-T-O-R, Control. I am now going to parent the elevator to this object. So let's left click on the elevator. Let's find our elevator control. Oh, there it is. So we're going to find it in this window here. It's right above our elevator control surface. We have our elevator control. We're going to shift and click it in this window, and then bring your cursor back to your 3D workspace. Hit Control P and click on Set Parent to Object. Then we're going to hit A to unselect everything. Click back on your elevator control surface, elevator control in this window. We are then going to click while holding down the Shift key, click on the body. bring your cursor back to your 3D workspace. Hit Control A again. Oh no, I'm sorry, Control P. Oops, what did I do? Hit Escape. Why didn't it work for me? Oh, it undid everything. How did I do that? Oh, okay. I have the body hidden, so that's probably why it didn't work. So right here, you'll see an eyeball by body. Click on that to make it visible again. And let's have our mouse pointer back in the 3D workspace. Hit Control P again. Yeah, that must have been it. So I just learned something. You cannot do that if it's hidden. Set parent to object. Now you can see our elevator control is under body, and under elevator control is our elevator control surface. Now if we hit A to unselect everything, let's go over here and select elevator control. Click it once. Hold down your middle mouse button and scroll to where you can see a side view of your plane. Oh, wait a minute. I see we need to put it more in the middle still. Okay, so let's go into a side view. Control number 3. Zoom in close. We need to bring... Ooh, did I mess up stuff? Let me think about this. I just parented this to this, so it's going to move it. That's not good. So I'm going to have to unparent. I parented this before I moved it down in the middle, and that's going to be a problem. So we're going to have to unparent the elevator from the control surface, or the elevator control from the elevator control surface from the elevator control. So we're going to click on the elevator control over here in this window. We're going to hit Alt P. We're going to clear parent. We're now going to click back on our elevator control. We're going to move it down to the middle, so G and Z. Left click mouse to leave it where it's at. Let's go now and find our, in this window on the right, elevator control surface. Click on it once. Then Shift, click on elevator control. Then bring your mouse cursor back into your 3D workspace and hit Control P and hit Set Parent to Object again. Okay, now we have that fixed. Now let's hit A to unselect everything. Go back to this window, hit your left click on your elevator control. Zoom out a little bit. Use your Shift and middle mouse to reposition your 3D workspace. Now we're going to do a test. Let's go ahead and hit the Z key. Oh, let's turn on X-ray for this rotation point. So let's go in your Object tab. Let's scroll down to Display, and you'll see there's an X-ray. Turn that on. What this will do, this will allow you to see that object even when you're in solid mode. And that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to go into solid mode. So hit the Z key. And we're going to now do R for rotate. And we're going to rotate in the X axis. And now just move it. Now you see that your elevator is pivoting on that point we made it. Now of course we're going to have some clipping of the surfaces going from your elevator control surface to your elevator, but we're not going to really worry about that right now. Well, we're not going to worry about it because this is not about modeling. Just get everything to work correctly in FSX. If we were actually making a real model, we would set it up where we would not have any clipping. So we're going to hit escape. If you go into 3D mode, perspective mode now, and do the same thing, hit R and the X-axis, you'll see both of them moves. Hit escape again. And next we'll work on setting up our animation tag for FSX for this pivot point. Sorry about that, I had to pause for a minute. Okay, so how we're going to attach the animation tag to this, on your left toolbar, you're going to scroll down. You're going to see where it says FSX Animation Tool. You're going to click that to drop it down. Scroll down. On this little plus here, we're going to click on that. We're going to type in here elevator. And we're looking for elevator %key. Click on that. Assign. Oops, I'm sorry, let's make sure first you have to make sure you hit initialize toolset. We have to make sure we do that first. Then we can go in, make sure that we have that selected, and then hit assign. So I almost messed up there. Then we'll go down on the right toolbar and make sure that that has now have that tag. So we go to FSX properties, we see animation tag elevator %key, and it gives us, well, we need to open that up a little more. That should be 0 to 100. The animation length for this tag is 0 to 100. So now we're going to go into side mode, or left orthographic view, Control and 3. We need to position this elevator down because that's just the way FSX does its animations. You have to start off in the down position. So let's put in, let's go to, make sure you have that elevator control object selected. Hit R and then X, and let's put it down 25 degrees, so 25 and enter. So now if we rotate it, you'll see it is in a down position now at 25 degrees. Let's go down now to this bar down here, or this window. This is our animation window. We want to set our start by clicking on it and hitting 0 and typing in 0. We want to go to our end of 100 and enter. We want to start our starting position on 0. Then we are going to add a key, animation key at this point. So we're going to hit the I key on the keyboard. We're going to go to rotation and click on it. So now we have a animation keyframe set for the 0 position for this item. Now we're going to go down and go to the current position. We're going to click on it, type in 50 and enter. Remember that we moved this down in rotated at 25 degrees. So we're going to now go R for rotate again. We're going to go X-axis and we're going to type in -25 to put it back to a 0 degrees and enter. We're going to hit I again to put another keyframe, I, and a keyframe for rotation. We're now going to go to our present position or current position for our animation and click there, put in 100 and enter. We're now going to move this another 25 degrees in the negative direction. So we're going to hit R. We're going to hit in the x-axis in a minus 25 and enter. We're going to enter another keyframe. So R for rotate. I'm sorry. I and then click on rotate. And we have our first animation set up. To watch it, we can go now down to our current position on the animation, go 0, hit the play, and you'll see it go through the whole animation. You can stop it now. I'm going to set it back to 0. And I'm going to have to end the video at this point because I'm at my 30-minute point. So I thank you for watching my video. I hope that you will subscribe to my YouTube channel. And see you next time. Thank you.